Hey guys, Geek here with a little bit more on the First Descendant. Again, as you know, I'm really trying to figure out more about the game, get into it. I'm looking forward to it. And this came out on the 5th of October, so it's about a week and a half old. And I read through it. I've been trying to catch up on everything. There's a couple parts about it that I found really intriguing as they prepare to get the beta underway. They give the story of what they first started back in 2019. So it's been in development for 3 years or so. Originally started on Unreal Engine 4 and then going to Unreal Engine 5. They like the lumens and the graphics and the nanite technology renders high quality environments, all that other stuff. This kind of pairs very well with the content I've been doing surrounding the NVIDIA RTX 40 series, the 4090. Soon to have some 4080s to come out. The 4080 16 gig is apparently about 30% faster than the 12 gig one, which is no surprise to me because the 4080 12 gig is an abomination. It should be called a 4070, but that's a whole different subject. Anyways, so they talked about why they went from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5, and I'll put a link to this in the description below because there's a lot of content creators out there. I know this doesn't sound great. They don't include their reference material as a forensic guy for a living. Do cybersecurity and all this stuff. I like to cite my references so there's some credibility that goes with it. I want to talk a bit about the beta. There are two main technical objectives in their beta that's coming up on the 20th of October through the 26th. It's roughly 1 week. They still haven't announced it on Steam if you get in or not. You're supposed to get an email to the registered email for your Steam account, or you can go look on your Steam page and go to the First Descendant and it'll tell you if it's updated. I haven't seen that yet. I'm expecting sometime this week they'll send those out. Anyways, there are two main objectives. Let me scroll down so it shows up on the screen and you can read along. There are two main objectives in the upcoming Steam beta: checking the stability of the EU5 game client and the large-scale online access environment. This is what gives me hope that they're going to let a lot of people in. They want to see if they can handle it, if they can scale to it. I think they want to try to avoid having server congestion and queues like I don't know, Overwatch 2 did. So first, the EU5 is yet to be adopted in commercialized games, so we'd like to use this as an opportunity to check stability. I think with the new cards and drivers and stuff, I think they're going to be pleasantly surprised. Also, the upcoming Steam beta will be the very first open testing of the First Descendant. We did carry out some closed testing on a small scale. They did that a couple of weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, with limited content creators to get first glimpses and everything else, try to drum them hype. But there was NDA, so there's not a lot of talk around what happened, just getting their feedback, which I'm torn on. I can pose a question on this one. Do you think that a closed beta like that, going to a handful of content creators, gives them a accurate picture of what most people want, or does it lead to a biased opinion from a select few? I think that they need to be more open about selection for who's in those closed beta to get that feedback to them, to be more representative of the entire gamer population. Because a lot of times you get streamers that are PvE oriented or PvP oriented. They've done this for so long, they want to see this, they expect to see that, and they judge it by the games they've played, not the game before them. So I'm not looking or comparing this. A lot of people are like, oh, this is like Destiny 2 or other things. I look at this as its own game that's taken influences from other games like we talked about before: Destiny, Outriders, even maybe some Anthem, several other games it's got the influence from. They've talked about that in a previous post. But that's the first question I'd like to ask you guys. Do you think by going with a closed beta with a select few of content creators that it causes a problem and it sways a bias in a direction that maybe the entire community wouldn't be happy with, or is? I'd like to know. Let me know in the comments below. So it's be the first. While we're working on necessary measures, unexpected issues may arise. They want the feedback, so they're doing a large scale to get as much feedback as they possibly can get. So yeah. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was they did talk about the game design objectives. It's PvE, RPG, no PvP. So looting, shooting, co-op. You can do solo. You can do co-op, multiplayer missions. The end game raid, as we've already talked about, is a 4-man or 4-person mission. So you have to have 4. You can't do it solo. You might be able to eventually. And when this does launch, they are planning to launch on console, I believe Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. I'm not sure about Switch. I don't know if it'll be compatible on the Steam Deck. I need to go research that some more, so I won't misspeak on that one. So those are the context of the game objectives. Now, it is free to play, so this is what I really wanted to talk about most, was their stated direction of business model, as we all worried about microtransactions and what that may or may not incur inside of this game. So I'm going to read their statement regarding their business model, and then I will provide my thoughts and my opinion on it. And I would welcome your thoughts and opinions in the comments on it as well. And if you want me to do more First Descendant stuff, or if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow and get into this YouTube footprint to determine, it just helps me if you hit on those, the typical subscribe, thumbs up thing. But I really want the comments more than anything, because I'm really curious what everyone is thinking about free-to-play first-person shooter games, or first-person shooter games in general. But anyways, they say, we are fully aware that there are mixed concerns about the game's business model. The First Descendants is a free-to-play game that includes in-game purchases, aka microtransactions. Despite the negative perspective toward free-to-play games, the First Descendant, you will be able to, in the First Descendant, you will be able to acquire all necessary, I'm going to put quotes around necessary, rewards by playing the game. We are not planning on adopting a business model that hinders player experience. And then they put in parentheses, commonly known as pay to win. So I take away from that, they're not planning on it. That could change if they need more funding. It could change. The necessary rewards. So let's just automatically take cosmetics, skins, and like a battle pass out of the equation for right now. Let's just leave those off the table. Lots of games use a battle pass. I can get behind a battle pass. It's like a seasonal content monthly subscription, like if you do World of Warcraft or something. I can get behind it. It's a free to play game. I can be okay with the battle pass within reason. My concern is require all necessary rewards by playing the game. So that says they're going to have all the stuff in there that you need to get to the end game, unlock all the characters, get the gear you need, and do the end game raids. The necessary stuff. Will there be armor outside of that, or weapons out of the side of that you can get that might change the way the playstyle is, give you a different set of options to classes? I don't know. But since I do take a little bit of faith and a little bit of optimism here, because they did actually make a comment on it where a lot of games just flat out ignored it. Blizzard is the worst about this one, where they say, oh, no, and they'll give you really weird answers that are vague and don't cover anything. They actually came out here and said they don't want to hinder players' experience with the pay to win. That's what we can take out of it. How much so, we don't know, but it's speculation. I think there's going to be there's definitely microtransactions. They said it right there, in-game purchases. What those are, we can already assume that it's going to be skins and unlocks, transmog, stuff like that. Maybe more storage. We don't know anything about that aspect of it. Maybe help you unlock characters faster. There might be experience boosts that you can buy, because in necessary rewards, pay to win, you might be able to get an experience booster, or you can still play the game. Usually your transactions shorten the amount of time. There's a balance on that one. I'm not opposed to it, because again, it is free to play and they have to find a way to fund what they've created. So we've got all that stuff. Now, if it's end-game weapons that you can buy or armor that quickly changes that, I do have an issue with how that might be. But so hopefully they leave that out and it's not a true pay to win. If it's got some influences of it, we'll see. Let me know in the comments below. I am looking forward to this. Again, they're looking to release in sometime in 2023. And then they now haven't decided on a specific date. As of October 5th, they don't have a specific date. They need to get all the stuff done, get through their beta, and have a few more tests, I think, before they can do that. Anyways, let me know in the comments. I'm excited. If you're excited, Let me know if you're optimistic, if you're hesitant, if you've had bad experience with microtransactions. Let me know. I want to gather this information and try to figure out where people that at least follow me or lean in this world lie with all that stuff. Because most of my stuff comes from Outriders and majority of it from Destiny 2. So anyways, see you guys in game. Stay safe out there.